everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, November 11th through Sunday, November 17th, 2019. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Power Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Crystal Angels deck. Just a reminder that if you haven't already watched the monthly angel card reading for the month of November, please be sure to go onto my YouTube channel so you can get a great overview of the energetic vibration of the month of November, the astrological highlights, as well as messages from our angels and guides. So let's start out this week's weekly reading by taking a look at your stones of choice. Now, I had the great fortune to be able to take a little trip last week to Mount Shasta. This is the very first time since being here in Southern Oregon, if you can believe it or not, that I was able to get to Mount Shasta. So I went to a nice little crystal store there. I can never avoid those crystal stores whenever I see one. Of course, you know, I just love my crystals and stones. So I went in and I bought these three. Now I'm going to just tell you some of my intuitive guidance for each of the stones this week. So didn't do a whole lot of in-depth research for you, although you know, some of the things that I intuit are things that I already know about the stone. But this is a nice piece of amber. This is a quality piece of amber, actually. It's just very beautiful and vibrant and rich with the golden yellow color. Of course, we know that that's going to relate to the solar plexus chakra. This is our center of personal power. This is our center where we own our will and our confidence and have courage to move forward on our paths. Now this also has some of that orange color. It's a very deep kind of golden orange colored amber. So we're also going to activate the sacral chakra with this, which is our creative self-expression, our sensuality or even sexuality, as well as our deep passion for life. So if you're looking to initiate any of those qualities within yourself, empowerment and confidence and courage and will and creative self-expression and passion and sensuality, then this will be the stone of choice for you this week. Now your second stone of choice is a beautiful combination stone. This is, I have to make sure I have a good handle on it. This is a beautiful piece of chrysocolla, but it's not just chrysocolla. You can see all these various colors and energies within this stone. It's actually chrysocolla, malachite, shadokite, azurite, turquoise, tellurite. It's got this wonderful array of colored energy going on here. And because of the pattern of this stone, I just intuit this as being a stone of choice for you if there's many things going on in your life, or if there's many varied energies or possibilities going on in your life and you're trying to figure out which path or which decision is right for you. This stone, with all of its beauty, can actually look a little chaotic because of all of the different patterns and colors and whatnot here. So if your life is feeling chaotic and you're confused and you're not sure which path or decision to make in your life, then perhaps this stone of choice will be the stone for you this week. And then the last stone of choice is this beautiful lavender agate. And I love this because it's got that beautiful light purple or amethyst colored purple energy to it. So it's activating our crown chakra, which is higher awareness, higher learning, opening up that crown chakra to higher vibrational information, messages from the divine. The other reason why I like this is how this lavender agate is bordered. You can see this beautiful border here around it. And when I picked it up, when I purchased it in Mount Shasta, it reminded me of a doorway. So if you can imagine that you're walking through a higher dimensional doorway to another realm, another energy, then this perhaps is the stone of choice for you if that's something that intrigues you or draws your attention. So again, your 3 stones of choice are the beautiful gem quality amber. We have this beautiful chrysocolla, malachite, shadokite, azurite, turquoise, and tellurite. And then we have this beautiful lavender, or you could even say purple lavender agate. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the astrological energies for the week. There's a fair amount of things going on this week, actually, and we start out on Monday, the 11th, with the Sun, which is in Scorpio right now, connecting with Mercury retrograde, also in Scorpio. Now, the Sun rules our ego, our identity, how we shine our light. So right now we're shining our light through that lens of Scorpio, which is about deep transformation and death and rebirth energies. And boy, oh boy, I'm sure a lot of you out there are feeling this. There's been energy this whole year, this, sometimes there might be an ebb and flow, but really this whole year has been filled with some challenges and redirections and need for awareness or changing of our perspectives and maybe even chaos and confusion. And now that we're in Scorpio season, we're having these deeper insights with that sign, this ability to transform or transmute or transcend lower vibrational energies. We're going through a death and rebirth. And so with the Sun shining its light through that lens, and of course now with Mercury rules our thoughts, our ideas, our mind. It rules our belief systems to some extent, and our communications for sure. And again, Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Scorpio, so it's internalizing that communication, idea, thought provoking energy of Mercury. So when we put those two together, there's something that could be coming to light, something regarding our own shadow side, perhaps, that's being brought to light because the Sun is shining its light on it. There could be transformation in the air, transformation through connecting with others and communicating or networking with other people, messages that are coming in on some level, whether from other people or whether it be messages from our loved ones that have crossed over, or messages even from a higher dimensional realm that helps to transform our lives. But there's definitely something brewing here with information. So pay attention to information with this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. And again, with Monday, the Sun kind of highlighting that. That energy leads us to Tuesday, the 12th, which is our full moon at 19 degrees of Taurus. So a full moon is this energy that brings things to an intense place, a more intensified place. And full moons ruling our emotions and our feelings, whenever we have a full moon, it heightens our emotions and our emotional responses and reactions to other people. Now this one is in Taurus, and Taurus is about our sense of self-worth, it's about our values, it's about our finances, it's about our personal resources, it's about the work and effort that we're putting forth to attain our goals. And this full moon is opposing Mercury because yesterday the Sun connected with Mercury retrograde. So it only makes sense that as the Sun is in Scorpio opposing the moon in Taurus at 19 degrees on Tuesday, that Mercury is still in the mix here. So it's opposing Mercury, bringing in, again, communications with other people. Whenever we have an opposition between planets, it usually plays out with other people in our lives. And so there's some sort of communication or thought process or idea process situation going on with that. The full moon is also making a positive aspect to Pluto. The interesting thing about that is that as the Sun is in Scorpio and Mercury retrograde is in Scorpio, Pluto is actually the modern ruling planet of Scorpio. So we have a very scorpionic influence with this full moon in Taurus. Again, Scorpio, transformation, death and rebirth, change, transition, transmutation. And so that Pluto energy in with this full moon energy is bringing opportunities for huge transformations to take place in ourselves and in our lives and in our relationships and in our situations and circumstances. On Wednesday, the very next day, Mercury retrograde is now in a positive connection to Neptune, ruler of the spiritual realm, ruler of things unseen or things that are intangible, which is in its home sign of Pisces. So this again, it's going to fine tune our intuitive and psychic abilities because Neptune rules that kind of psychic spiritual realm. And Mercury again rules the mind, it rules the mental body. So our psychic impressions, our psychic intuitions are all going to be intensified. This is a positive aspect, so this should be a positive thing. I would say do spiritual exercises, do meditation, do some sort of spiritual practice because this is going to really increase that ability. And not just with our psychic abilities, but even with our ideas, with our deep perceptive ideas with that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. We're going to be able to see beneath the surface of people's motives or of situations that we're involved in. And again, things are going to be intuited strongly as far as what decisions we need to make, which path to follow, how to respond to somebody in communications. Now, this Mercury in this positive aspect to Neptune on Wednesday, Mercury is also in a positive aspect to Saturn, but it's a sextile aspect. That's an aspect of opportunity. So there's an opportunity here with our deep perceptions or communications and messages to come in that help to manifest something, that helps us to take responsibility for something, that helps us to be our own authority, to kind of take more of a strength or confident stance with how we're speaking or communicating to others. And that's because of the Saturn influence. He's the master manifester. He's about responsibility. He's about authority. Also, on that day, the sun is in a sextile aspect to Pluto. So we know the sun is about our identity, our ego, and of course we already talked about Pluto being the planet of transformation. So again, there's a lot going on here on Wednesday, but it feels mostly positive. Of course, it's on the heels of that full moon, and that full moon could have, brought something secret or hidden to light. So this could just be a continuation of a positive unfolding of something regarding that. On Thursday the 14th, Venus, which is the planet of love, relationships, partnerships, money, and finances, who is in the sign of Sagittarius. So this is a very freedom-oriented sign, inspirational sign. So Venus, the divine feminine, feels more free or wants to be more free, and she's feeling more inspired. She's in a challenging aspect on Thursday to Neptune. So we had Mercury in a positive aspect to Neptune on Wednesday. We have Venus in a challenging aspect to Neptune on Thursday. And sometimes we can wear rose-colored glasses in our relationships with Venus in a square or challenging aspect to Neptune. Now, this doesn't have to be all bad. We're kind of in more of a fantasy kind of perspective, or seeing the best in people sometimes, or we're just confused or in an illusionary state regarding our relationships. So sometimes after a transit with Venus and Neptune, the rose-colored glasses come off and we see things for truly what they are, or we see a person for truly who they are, which again doesn't necessarily mean it's negative or bad. But if you're going to make any decisions regarding relationship matters, I would say wait until going into the weekend or even next week for that Venus-Neptune energy to kind of dissipate, so we can be a little bit more clear about our decisions, if again they're about relationships, and even if they're about money and finances, since Venus also rules money and finances. Okay, and then on Sunday the 17th, there's a moon aspect going on, which I don't always talk about, but it was a challenging aspect that I thought was worth noting. The moon is actually in Leo. So the moon rules our emotions, our feelings, our subconscious. Leo is about the ego. It's about the innocence of childlike energy or behavior. It's about creative self-expression. It can actually literally be about children too. And it's in a challenging aspect to Mars, the warrior, which is now in Scorpio, and in a challenging aspect to Uranus, the great awakener, who is in Taurus. So it's forming what's called a Tsquare. The moon is creating on one side a challenging aspect to that Mars in Scorpio, which can be very intense, and on the other side, creating a challenging aspect to Uranus and Taurus, which can bring some sort of sudden, unexpected strange or unusual energy, perception, redirection, something that happens maybe out of the blue that is sort of like a surprise that we're not aware of yet, especially with Mars there, because Mars is an activator planet. So Mars is activating something to where we're breaking free, or we're redirecting ourselves, or this can be in money matters as well, because Mars is in Scorpio, which is a money sign, and Uranus is in Taurus, which is a money sign. So there may be something happening, may cause a little bit of a challenge, but the moon moves very fast. And so by Monday, and by especially Tuesday, we're moving out of that energy. So just so that you know, it's not a long-lasting thing, but just be prepared for some frustrations perhaps on Sunday. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides for the week. We turn over the first card, and we have the Page of Michael. This is like the Page of Swords in the traditional tarot. The pages are always about communication or messages. They're the messengers. And at the top it says truthful, perceptive, analytical, and blunt. Okay, so expect with this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, and again, it's being highlighted by the sun on Monday, that people may be very direct. Scorpio has that sting like the scorpion when they want to make a point. So it feels like, at the beginning of the week at least, that people are going to be very truthful, very blunt, very open and honest, and direct with their communications with other people. Now, this could also be a message coming in from the universe, a message from your angels and guides that, again, is just very direct, very no nonsense. It's like, here it is, listen to the message. This is what I have to say. This is how I'm directing you. Not in a frustrated or mean way, but they're just very no nonsense with the information. The message at the bottom says, an exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed, and review contracts or documents very thoroughly. Now, that last statement especially stands out with Mercury retrograde. Whenever it comes to signing a contract, a lease, a document, you want to make sure that you're going over it very thoroughly during Mercury retrograde. And again, Mercury is in Scorpio, which is about in-depth analysis. So we want to make sure that we're dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, reading between the lines, and understanding every little nuance of what that contract might say, and even understanding every little nuance of what someone is trying to communicate with us, if it's just a verbal type of communication, whether it's an agreement or just some sort of discussion that's going on. All right, so this can also be about new ideas too, by the way. The Page of Air, the Page of Swords, Page of Michael can be about new ideas that come into your mind. So you should also, again, listen to those. Let's take a look at the next card here for the week. The next card is a Major Arcana card. Major Arcana 16, Change Your Life, Archangel Chamuel. Archangel Chamuel is the archangel of soulmate relationships, but also the archangel that assists us with our life purpose. And it could be either, but I'm feeling more drawn to the life purpose aspect of Archangel Chamuel right now. And as far as our forward movement with our life purpose, that again, there may be some redirection happening. This is asking us to change our life. This particular card relates to the Tower card in the traditional tarot. And the Tower card is usually about something very intense and very big that's changing in the circumstances and situations around us. Now, it doesn't have to be bad or negative, but it is something that kind of takes us off our center, or out of balance, at least for the moment, because it's so huge or so unlike what we thought as far as maybe the direction we're going, or what we thought we were working on, or how we thought our plans were going to be unfolding, or the timing of how things are unfolding. So just be prepared that there's something huge happening. Again, not surprising with this full moon in Taurus connecting to Pluto. Pluto is that powerful death and rebirth kind of planet. Let's read the bottom of the card as well. A sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. So definitely talking about change here. Change your life, embrace opportunities that change is going to bring. Also that first sentence of a sudden revelation. Again, Mercury is highlighted this week with the Sun connecting with Mercury retrograde on Monday, Mercury connecting with Neptune on Wednesday. Mercury is also connecting to Saturn on Wednesday as well. So there's some deep perceptions here going on, and perhaps again sudden revelations within our mind, within our thoughts, within our perceptions psychically and intuitively, that brings us to a place to allow us to change our life or to make the decision to change our life. And that change is going to offer some sort of freedom, whether it's physical freedom or emotional freedom, mental freedom, spiritual freedom, freedom from old karmic patterns, whatever it might be. We're breaking free of something here. Okay, let's look at the last card here. The last card, another major arcana 14. In this deck, it's called Solutions. In the traditional tarot deck, this is called the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is always about staying in balance, staying in a state of balance and using patience, having patience before just rushing ahead and making a change, if at all possible. This is ruled by Archangel Zadkiel. And the message at the bottom says, success that comes from objective compromise. Self-control and patience, there's the patience part, and forgiving and healing energy. So I even am drawn to just the fact that this is called Solutions. Again, with the Change Your Life card, with the Tower card that precedes it, that, again, there might be some surprises going on. And especially at the end of the week when we have that Tsquare with the Moon, Mars, and Uranus can bring sudden and unexpected redirections or, again, surprises into our lives that we weren't expecting. Well, whatever this is about, it's saying that there's solutions. Whatever this big transformation and change, whatever the full moon energies bring, whether they're changes within us or changes outside of us, changes in our relationships, changes in our situations, there is solutions in order to move forward. So go within and listen to your higher soul self. Go within and talk to your angels and guides. Call them in. Call in universal source energy and ask to be guided to whatever is the next step on your path. Ask to be guided to the solution that is best going to help you. But again, remember, stay patient and balanced and use self-control. So don't knee-jerk react. Don't react to somebody's words. Don't make a quick decision, if at all possible. We're still in Mercury retrograde, so it's best to leave a new decision to initiate something new or move in a new direction. It's best to wait till Mercury goes direct if you can. If you can't, then it's fine. The universe has got your back. It's all in divine timing. But just make sure that, again, if at all possible, you just stay balanced and use that patience factor. And it does say that success is going to come as long as you're objective and thinking through things as best that you can. Okay, so let's take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. Okay, so the first stone of choice was the amber. So for amber people, let's take just a moment here. Deep breath. Shuffling the cards, asking for the special message for amber. This one's calling my attention. Amber people. Oh my gosh, isn't that funny? Amber people get amber. That is so hilarious. Okay, so the amber card says, give it to God. Okay, it's almost like surrender here. Surrender, allow, be receptive, give whatever challenge it is to a higher energy. Call in that higher energy to assist you, guide you, protect you, help you. The message at the bottom says, take a deep breath, and on the exhale, release this situation to God for healing and answers. So pretty much what I just said. Amber, of course, is our center of personal power, right? So the amber people, you're really dealing with power and control issues, perhaps, taking your power back, owning your power, using your power wisely, not allowing any circumstance, situation, or person, or even thought or belief system within yourself to disempower you, but instead empower yourself. Give whatever it is up to spirit. If you're having a struggle, if you're having a challenge with a situation or within yourself with a pattern or belief system, just give it up to a higher power, whatever that is for you. God, source, Christ consciousness, angels, guides, your higher soul self. And allow that to be taken from you. Allow it to transmute and to be healed. Okay? So wonderful card. I love it. Amber for the amber people. Well, I know that there's no chrysocolla, malachite, shattuckite, azurite, turquoise, and tellurite card in here, but let's go ahead and take a look at the special message for the people that chose that stone. Giving it a little shuffle, asking for the best message and information for that combination stone. This one's calling my attention. And this one is forgiveness, I should say topaz, forgiveness heals. So I saw forgiveness heals first, and this is topaz. And this is interesting because topaz can come in all various forms and colors. We often think of blue topaz as being a birthstone for one of the signs of the zodiac, that all of a sudden, I can't remember if it's December. I'm sure somebody out there will tell me. But this is actually like a pink topaz here. And we're talking about heart chakra energies. We're talking about unconditional love, compassion for self, forgiveness for self and others. And again, the message, forgiveness heals. And it says, time to release repressed anger as it's blocking your health and your happiness. And I'm going to add too that it's blocking your success. It's blocking your ability to move forward into a new and better energy or a new and better situation for yourself. So I want you to focus on heart chakra energy. That, in heart chakra energy we often think of as green, but in this case, again, that pink color can also be heart chakra, which is more of, again, that nurturing, loving, mothering, gentle feminine, unconditional love, compassion, respect, and forgiveness of self. So I feel like you're needing to kind of focus on that energy, that heart chakra healing for yourself. And that can, of course, be emanated out to others as well. If there's others in your life that also need forgiveness so that you can move forward, so they can move forward. But always make it start with yourself. Always, project this love and light and compassion and forgiveness first to yourself, because you've done nothing wrong. You're perfect just the way you are. You're a blessed divine aspect of source. You're a beautiful soul, and there's no need to hang on to any anger or lower vibrational energies or feelings or thoughts towards yourself or towards anyone else, because it's, again, blocking your progress. It's lowering your vibration, keeping blessings from entering your life. So as much as you can focus on and heal this heart chakra energy this week, that's indicated for you. All right, and then for those of you that chose the lavender agate or purple agate, lavender purple agate, let's see what your message is for the week. Okay, this one's actually calling my attention here. And this one says yellow jasper and control issues. And now, all the Scorpio energy has power and control issues associated with it sometimes. Pluto, which has been in a couple of these aspects this week astrologically, again, rules power and control. So again, for those of you that chose the lavender agate, it says control issues, and it says utilize your God-given strength and power instead of fearing that others may try to control you. So this is definitely about owning your power. This is about claiming your power back, to release disempowering people, relationships, situations, thoughts, belief systems, patterns. This is about you coming into your own power, that yellow aspect. Jasper comes in all different kinds of colors, but yellow jasper rules the solar plexus chakra again. So we're dealing with that center of personal power here. And a jasper stone, no matter what the jasper is a very grounding stone. So here we can just really ground into our sense of personal power, meaning we can own it, we can manifest it, we can feel it within ourselves. And we can release any need to control our lives or how things are unfolding or other people or situations. And we can release those that are attempting to control us or our situation, our feelings, whatever it might be. So this is, it's not necessarily a thing, but as I'm looking at this and just glance, To me, this looks like a womb. This almost looks like a womb here. And not that it is, and not that you can actually see a fetus or anything in there, but it reminds me of a womb where we're about to, either give birth to a new power within us, or it's gestating and getting ready, as the fetus is gestating in the womb and it's growing in the womb. Something is growing within you. So your spiritual power is growing within you. And pretty soon, if not this week, it's getting ready to be birthed, into a new way of feeling empowered, taking your power back and making things happen for yourself in your life. Okay, so I hope you've all liked this weekly angel card reading. Thank you all for subscribing to the channel, sharing my videos, commenting on my videos. For those of you that send me good love and light and healing energies and support, thank you so much. For those that connect with me on Facebook or through my website, Sacred Soul Empowerment, I send you all much love and light and many angel blessings.